I'm ready.
Oh, I was
Oh, he ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, he's Jay kept hurting himself today, so we had to put the helmet on him.
No. This is to protect myself from.
You will die.
This is to protect myself from the internet.
You need a thicker helmet.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta double stack.
You
got
got a
this.
couple armor plates too, bro.
Oh my god.
We got this.
It's amazing.
I just can't move my head. Wait, there we go. Okay.
So we have dad bod shirts.
Oh yeah.
I can't take you serious.
So busy with protection, he forgot to like slang some shirts.
Yeah, they're on the table there. There's one. There's one of them.
I'm gonna laugh when you move your head too much and it falls and it just like cuts the stream off, which is all the
We
buttons
should just
on
gaff it.
I would. Yes, go get some gaff tape. I'm gonna tape it down.
Tape it like across the top, please. Like all super crappy.
No, this is actually to protect my brain from stupid people. Nope, I heard it, dude. It was all. It was like, for a second there, I was like, "What is that noise?"
I want to hit you with something so bad because there's two helmets.
Well, Nick was shooting me with the Nerf gun in the head a second ago.
I know.
No, apparently I'm a NVIDIA fanboy.
I don't understand how.
I don't know.
I don't understand how.
Like I said, this is just to protect my own brain. Hi, it's Friday.
Give me one. I need to protect my own brain.
No, get your own brain to protect.
I have a brain to protect. I don't have any protection for my brain.
You need a brain condom.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't think without protection, kids. It's dangerous.
Man, we got a pretty
You
interesting
can
show.
get a BTD.
I forgot to bring up the dock. There we go. What? Why you laughing? You got to tape it down for me? All right, let's do this.
You want to do it?
No, because I can't see.
As if
Okay.
you can't see the.
I feel
screen
bad
preview.
for the audio listeners because they're probably like, "What the heck is?"
Okay,
actually
I'll
happening right
I'll
now?
do closed caption descriptions. Jay is wearing a World War I helmet and then a hard hat, a construction hard hat on top of the World War I helmet.
But my headphones are in between the two.
Yes, and Nick is currently duct taping it to the top on top so it doesn't slide around.
Is it staying?
Yeah. Should do one more strip?
No, I feel good now. Wait, I need a chin strap.
Oh god.
Oh my god!
You know what?
So now
Okay,
Nick is Jay is fabricating a chin strap out of gaff tape as well.
This is how I ended up with those gaff tape shoes.
Yeah, oh yeah. Dude, those are probably kind of expensive shoes if you think about
Okay,
it. 'Cause
so
gaff
I don't-
tape is kind of pricey.
I don't want it to stick to my beard because that will suck.
So double like
No, I just have to do this.
yeah, like taco fold it.
Yeah.
Dude, by the end of the podcast, he's gonna look like a gaff tape juggernaut from Modern Warfare.
He kind of does. Dude, so tactical. All right, let's operate.
We're good.
Let's do this
Bravo
1.1.
6 going dumb.
It works. I made it a little tight. It's a little tight.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Whatever.
Okay, so for the audio only listeners, Jay made his chin strap so tight, it's like choking his larynx. It popped off right now. Okay, I'm done. I can't.
Do I need to go that high?
Use the LTT screwdriver.
Oh, I
as
had
a
it
weapon.
taped to the headphones.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's why I was like, oh, he's so tactical.
Okay, I need to make
You
it
should have
longer.
longer, yeah.
Jay sucks.
I regret having Nick turn the air conditioner off. It got hot in here suddenly.
I could go
Somebody in
turn it
chat
back
says,
on.
Jay, thank you for your video on how to install Windows without internet connection. Funny fact is, we also keep forgetting the button.
Yeah, so we have to keep
So we have to
referencing
keep-
our own video.
Yeah, we have to keep it. Wait, what's the one you're gonna? I'll go look up the video on our own channel.
Yeah, we keep forgetting, and then we have to do it like.
I finally wrote.
So we
it on
probably
a
make
sticky
up
note.
like 50 views of that video.
Yes.
Okay, I think I got it this time.
Jay and Jamer.
Is that the helmet?
Jill?
That's the helmet right there, right?
Yes. You're like here.
That's good. We're good.
Combat engineer.
All right. We're all set.
He's preparing to test another power adapter.
Thank God I have the chat minimized because I don't know if I want to read what they're saying about me right now.
Somebody just said World War II.
Oh.
Put Phil on your knee as you can't move your mouth. Wait, what?
What?
Huh? Oh, is he making like I should like work you like a puppet? That sounds dirty.
No, I don't want your hand up my ass.
Have you ever had my hand up your ass? You don't know yet.
I don't.
You don't know that
I
yet.
can make a conjecture. And I'm
Never,
pretty sure it's
ever.
gonna be uncomfortable at the
Never,
least.
ever knock something until you've tried it.
Oh,
okay?
Have you had a hand up your ass?
No, but I'm willing to try to be the hand. Okay?
This is not a fair deal. I don't like this deal.
Can I shoot
That
you
is
guys
an
with Nerf
exit
guns
only.
now or later?
He's not wearing a helmet. What do you mean, you guys?
You're dropping some foul language.
You know what?
We're just letting it fly now?
Yeah, something happened when I hit 40 over a year ago. I stopped caring as much.
Over a year ago? You forgot how long it's been?
All right. We got
I hit 40 before my current last birthday.
For those that are wondering, basically from 3 minutes or from 3 o'clock to 3:05, it's basically just like BS here is basically what the doc says for the most part. And I think we've achieved that this week, probably at the height of any of our BS weeks.
It's amazing. Because usually it takes Jay about 5 minutes to get settled and figure out stuff.
No, I got it. It was like perfect this time.
Oh my God, I can't take you seriously. It's a tape chin strap, dude. It's a tape chin strap.
Well, I don't want, like Nick said, I don't want it to fall off.
I want to
and
like just press it once so that it sticks really hard.
It is.
If you wax your jaw.
It is. No, look. The taco fold was perfect. There's no. See?
You know what's
No, I should do like a British guard.
Oh my God.
Under the nose.
You need a dead cat, like a giant dead cat, not an actual dead cat.
I wonder if the history of the whatever the helmet is called for the royal.
Oh, the big poofy thing?
The big poofy cotton tip.
Hey, there's a UK guy in there.
No,
it's true, isn't it?
Why did they choose their nose? Did they just make the straps too short and the military was like, damn it. So then they just went with it?
Mr. UK person in chat, you need to answer that for us?
Do they have nostril tabs? That way it's like inserts.
Oh my God, no. Yeah, that'd be weird.
Like oxygen, you know how it goes like in your nose? Yeah.
Or like a, yeah.
Well, I don't think we can top the intro. We should just end it.
Yeah. Well, you know what else is as dumb as your chin strap? Chris Pratt as Mario. That was a sick segue.
Yeah, it's funny because
I can't take it seriously. It doesn't like. Remember we watched the trailer here because I was like, I want to hear your take.
Well, because I didn't know it. I didn't even know there was a Mario movie coming out. I mean, clearly I protected my brain so well, nothing's getting in there, including information in movies. But I got to the point to where I was like, oh, cool. Phil wants to show me this Mario movie intro thing. Phil's taking a photo.
I'm trying to get the chin strap thing. Okay.
And so,
sorry.
So anyway, I'm watching the intro of this movie, and it's before Mario spoke. And didn't we hear Bowser speak first?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Bowser sounds dope.
Is dope.
It's like Bowser sounds awesome. And then Mario, it looks just like a video game, but really high graphics video game.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what is this place?
Yeah, it's
and
like
you're
Chris Pratt's normal
it's when you're like, what is this place? You know, because Mario's Italian, and then Nintendo always like unabashedly just leaned into him being an Italian.
Yeah, they
plumber.
always use Charles Martinet. Like he's the voice of Mario. Like he's the dude. It's like when they didn't use David Hayter as Snake. Well, I guess it's not technically not Snake, but yeah, like whatever. They used Kiefer Sutherland in Metal Gear Solid 5, and that was weird too.
But they had like two different voice actors for Sam Fisher as well.
It's just like, I don't know, like I think it takes you out of it a little bit.
Yes, because I'm sorry, you have to at least have the woohoo when he jumps, right?
Yeah.
You can't have woohoo. Wow.
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 Dude, imagine Owen Wilson. Wow.
No.
Every time he jumps, wow.
No, Christopher Walken. Wow. Wow. Every time he jumps, wow.
Oh my God.
What other, like, okay.
Because, and the weird thing was that I watched Detective Pikachu, and that had, what's his face, Deadpool guy?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds was a Pikachu. And you would think that pairing wouldn't work, but because there was kind of like a lore reason for that specific one to be
Because
able
there's
to
a
talk.
ton of different Pikachus.
Yeah, exactly. And then also they had other ones.
That's all I know about Pokemon, by the way.
But they had all the other Pokemon in there, and they were just making the regular Pokemon sounds. It was only one that could talk. And like
Every time they
for some reason, it wasn't as jarring as Chris Pratt as Mario. I think because Pikachu doesn't normally speak full
just says,
sentences.
"Pika!"
Yeah, exactly. They just say their names.
It's like Groot. It's like I am Groot,
Yeah,
right?
literally. Yeah, that's what Pokemon do.
Yeah.
That's all they do is say their name. Yeah.
Yeah, like Vin Diesel's, I am Groot. That's it.
Yeah.
I am Groot. And it's self-synthesized, right?
This is a random tangent, but this is our podcast. Did you hear about how he method acted?
Oh,
He
God.
came in on stilts to the voice booth.
Why?
Because it's Vin Diesel. He doesn't care, and he's having fun with the role because all he has to say is "I am Groot" 50,000 times.
Literally, he
am
probably
family.
had just like less than a week of actual voice recording, and they just
That's probably why he
synthesized.
came in on stilts.
He was like, I'm gonna have fun with this.
Yeah.
He probably made more doing that than I will like in my entire YouTube career saying I am
know.
Groot.
I'm
Oh,
Groot.
hey, the nose strap comes from if the helmet is hit hard, it doesn't knock them off their horse. So it just knocks it off the head versus taking like
Or knocks their nose off their head.
probably, I don't know.
Like let's say it's backwards, it's gonna be like yank your nose and pull your head back.
Jeez.
Are they still on horses? No,
Somebody
I
wants
guess
a Christopher Walken Mario.
I guess so much about modern military uniforms these days is all symbolic anyway. It's like, with the exception of
Yeah,
BD,
they still call it a battle dress uniform.
I'll say with the
Like-
exception of BDUs, like the actual BDU design,
Yeah.
not the name, everything is just symbolism.
Oh yeah, I watched some weird YouTube video about the multi-camo and like how I think it was like the Marines did a good one and then the Army wanted one, but then they couldn't use it because it was copyrighted. So then they made their own crappy one, but it was like super obvious, and then they had to like go back on it and change to like this like universal armor thing or something.
Oh, what?
For camo.
On the camo.
Oh,
The camo pattern.
the pattern.
Yeah, it was like
is trademarked.
Yeah, the Marines like digital camo one is theirs. It's
Oh, yeah.
trademarked,
The colors are completely different too, though. Like both the they call it, I guess they call it jungle, and then there's desert, and then there's urban and all that. But like the Marine Corps one is darker than the Army one. The Army one had a lot more lighter beiges in that digital pattern.
Oh, somebody in chat mentions, I thought Jay was going to say something about Modern Warfare, but I forgot he's not in a COD. Which
Actually, this is totally off topic. This kind of goes into my topic a little bit, and I don't want to necessarily talk about it yet, but I started playing it today.
Yeah,
and
he did.
It's funny because I have not played Call of Duty since the first Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out. Okay, which is fine because this is Call of Duty more modern, more warfare.
Too
right?
modern, too warfare, too.
But not modern enough
Actually,
to be
if you look at the
advanced.
way it is on the Steam, like because I have both on there, right? It's Call of Duty Modern Warfare #2.
Yeah.
This one's Call of Duty trademark Modern Warfare trademark 2 1s
Yeah,
for 2.
two II.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare
Anyway,
II.
I told Phil and Nick, they were watching me play a couple rounds. After the second round, I said, I have already had more fun with this than I had in all of my time playing 2142 and Battlefield 1.
2042.
Or 2042.
2142 was
and Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 combined.
Yeah, it did look fun, too.
Battlefield 5 was fun, but it was very irritating.
Yeah.
I'm
And then
actually...
after you just reach a limit of like, okay, this is more irritating than fun now, so I'm done.
Now, I haven't played a lot of the game types yet, but I played Free For All. We played Confirm Kill.
We watched you play.
Well, okay, I played.
We watched you figure out how to use grenades too.
Well, because the keybinds are weird. So once I got them to kind of rebound the way I would normally play.
My
But
favorite bit was that
Nick was like, you should be live streaming this because I was actually playing really well.
Yeah.
And I was always positive KD at least, and I haven't touched a shooter since even trying to play 2042. I just knocked off the thing you printed.
I like how you left the mic.
So since playing 2042, and I will probably live stream it next week when I do my live streams. Actually, no, I won't be doing Monday. I will. Wednesday will be in Vegas for a thing that's being announced by a guy at a place.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Cough, cough.
yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. I feel like the time to kill is much more appropriate for any of the game types, honestly. One of the most irritating things for me about Battlefield was the fact that it got ridiculous in time to kill because they were like, oh, we need to be balanced. So you can, literally.
Yeah, like mag dump somebody and they're like not dead. It's like.
Yeah. And then let's not even talk about netcode. But no, I was having a good time.
The good old days of Metro 24/7.
My favorite bit was that like 4 seconds into your first match ever, like you just hear some dude ripping a bong and he's like, all right, let's do this, guys.
Oh, yeah. He was no, remember he's like, it was just guys.
He was like dying coughing. It sounded like me with my asthma. Dude.
I wonder
It was
who's gonna
so
get.
funny.
I wonder who's gonna get first blood.
I was like, what year is
There was
this? I
one-
feel like I'm in high school.
There was one point I happened to notice there was an enemy coming around the corner because there was a UAV up. And I paused and I backed up behind a trash can and I laid down in a bush because spotting is you can easily hide in that game. And the stoner dude came up to me. He's like, "Yo, man, don't be camping." And then he ran around the corner and died.
Oh yeah.
And then the enemy thought that when he saw me, he thought that was me. But it was him. So he came around the corner and then I killed him and then ran away. So anyway,
Camping works in COD.
I don't camp, but I definitely, especially with kill cam, you can't camp.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
kill
yeah.
cam.
Unless it's hardcore, then you can.
I don't know. I don't play enough COD multiplayer. Me and Jay were joking about the fact that like we're the only two people that that actually play the story primarily in COD games.
Yeah, I didn't start the campaign yet, only because I know once I start it, it's going to be kind of time involved, and so I didn't want to start it today.
Yeah, because then the thing is like if you stop a game like a story game halfway through, you
like, what
pretty
was
much
happening?
Yeah, you're never gonna finish it.
Yeah, that's me with Witcher.
That was actually me with Modern Warfare 1, 2.
like when Battlefield still had a campaign, I would always play the campaign from beginning to end first.
But they kept getting worse and worse
Yeah.
and lamer and
Well, because they started like running out of writing for it.
But at least they gave you like a reason to play. You unlock some stuff from multiplayer.
Like the Rex,
Oh,
the
yeah.
T-Rex.
Yeah.
In Battlefield 4, I think it was, you play the campaign and then you get the T-Rex at the end. And I love the T-Rex. The T-Rex is awesome. But you would get something for it. I'm not sure if maybe chat can say if Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the new one, if it gives you anything at the end of the campaign that you can use in multiplayer.
Modern Warfare 2 too.
Do we
Modern
unlock
Warfare, the
operators?
second Modern
Do we get
Warfare 2.
operators at least?
Okay, I'm gonna take this off now. It's actually getting heavy.
You're gonna be unprotected. You're just gonna raw dog your neurons.
It's just a single piece.
Dude, so tactical. Tactical constructical.
It's actually, I'm proud of this.
It's
okay?
constructical.
If my headphones weren't, I wouldn't take it apart if it weren't for the fact that my headphones are like weaved in there. Okay, whatever. I was proud of this.
I only play campaign in COD. Multiplayer is beating your head over the wall. Same thing over and over every
Don't
match.
suck at multiplayer.
Good
No,
point.
I mean that sounds about typical multiplayer though. Like eventually, where
You're gonna have your tryhards. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I went in there. My very first match, I hadn't played a Call of Duty game, and I don't know how long, let alone any FPS. And then like, I was what, third or fourth that round, and I was second highest kills, and it was a death match, by the way. So I was second highest kills, and I was level 1. And there were people in there that were like level 18, level 19, bottom of the list. And it's like, just because you play a lot doesn't mean you're good.
Well, this guy brings up a point too, where he said, I could never play enough to keep up with my friends. Because that always sucks
Oh,
too.
yeah.
When your friends get leveled, because obviously skill-based matchmaking, right? Like you end up, it's like Rocket League, where like
Yeah.
you have something that's really good. It's
See,
really annoying.
that
to
was the
play.
thing, at least with Battlefield, is it was pretty mixed.
Yeah.
You know, at Battlefield, one of the things that made us so mad about 2042, and I think Battlefield 5 also did this. And I think Battlefield 1 also. Like, Battlefield 1 and 5 and 2042, I believe all three of them didn't do what they used to do in Battlefield 4, which is after every round, they would shuffle the lobby. The lobby would shuffle.
Oh, you're right.
And the problem is you get a lobby that's really good, and if you stick in there, you're just going to lose over and over and over if you're on the losing side of that. But Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 2042, there was no shuffle. In fact, 2042, you had to like, there was no just picking a server, you know, like you could with the other ones. You had to literally just go to click the button that says play, and it takes you wherever the hell it's going to take
It's hard
you.
getting in with a squad too. At least from when we played beta.
Yeah.
When I played on Twitch with the normal crew, like it was hard for us to be able to actually play together.
Like actually instancing
Yeah,
the same.
because even
machines.
though we would be quote unquote partied, sometimes we'd be split up.
Okay, that sucks.
Yeah, 2042. But then, you know, talking to some folks inside the industry about what happened with the Battlefield team and who's running it now, and it made a lot of sense as to why it's complete.
Yeah, it's like a skeleton crew of the shadow of its former self at this
Not
point,
even
right?
then. I think like 2 original DICE employees were involved in that, and these were like sound designer kind of type guys, not actual gameplay designers. So 2042 is the actual pinnacle of EA destroying a franchise.
So
But
sad.
Good news. Some of the devs from the
Yeah, they
Battlefield
started a
series,
new game.
Yeah, they made another game. It's coming out. They're making an alpha on Steam soon. So
Is it Field of Battle?
no, it was
That
like,
would've been fun if
I
they named
forgot
it
the
that.
name of it.
Battlefield Hero.
No, I have it wishlisted. I forgot the name of it though. But it
Yeah,
looks kinda good.
I have really got my fingers crossed that because Matt told me about that, and I've got my fingers crossed that that turns out to be what we expected. Modern Battlefield after they went retro again with World War I and II to be a fun title, and right now that's what Call of Duty feels like to me.
Yeah, it did look when you were playing. It looked like it reminded me of Battlefield 3 and 4.
It definitely is more arcadey than Battlefield. Battlefield was a lot more
faster
real.
TTK for sure.
Yes,
yeah.
Battlefield was definitely more, and I know they have a 40 on 40 version gameplay, and you were saying that right,
Yeah.
Nick?
Nick
It was
was
a
talking
40v40.
Yeah,
Or maybe is it out yet?
it should. It's like Ground War or something like that. At least
Okay.
from
Yeah,
what-
so
from
it's a
what was the beta.
Battlefield-ish. It's got vehicles and all that kind of
Yeah.
crap. Yeah, that's fine. But overall, like Battlefield always was better than COD in sound design, just graphics, lighting, the whole like just immersion feel. And the
Now,
sound,
like the modern warfares
it's catching up.
look and sound great. Actually, I think I love how they sound. Actually,
I'm loving the gunsmith, like the gunsmith part.
Oh
of the
yeah,
game.
because you're an IRL gun like customization nerd. So
Yeah, so I
it
mean,
makes sense because you get to do a lot of the same stuff. I was joking with Nick that it looks like Forza but
know.
for guns.
Yeah,
and I'm slowly unlocking stuff so I could build my actual rifle. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun where you can actually play around with some decent customizations on there. It's not just skins, because here's the thing: you don't entice a boomer like me to want to play it game by game. You can make it pretty.
Get an Asimov.
You can put a skin on there.
and a charm.
Yeah,
get a Pikachu charm.
check out this new player skin. Like I don't care about that stuff. That stuff is, if you've got to lean on skins to make people want to play your gameplay sucks. Okay, and the problem with like not Call of Duty, but CS:GO is that was the only way they were able to really attract the younger players that were used to that sort of thing into a game that is literally 23 years old.
Yeah. And also like the whole trading market and everything. I know Valve made
Yeah.
a crap ton of money on that.
Yeah.
Still making money on it.
Yeah, pretty much funded the Steam Deck probably. That's probably how they could sell it so cheap.
That's how they get the prize pool for the CS:GO tournaments.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna download Modern Warfare 2?
I'm probably eventually gonna get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a price drop.
Which will be a while.
I really don't want to put $70 into it, but we'll see.
Okay, let's say the price drop goes from 70 to 50. Was $20 worth being behind?
Yeah. I'll catch up. I mean, I could catch up in unlocks and whatnot.
I just want to play campaign.
I guess I just never understood the people that look at something and go, "I'll just wait for the price drop." Like, I mean, how long do you think?
Because
you're
it's
gonna be
primarily
waiting?
a single player game to me, so that's why. Like,
How long do you think you're gonna be waiting?
Probably a couple months. But if the FOMO might kick in, I'll just like impulse buy it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go down the path of
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
say I'm
because
gonna,
PC servers just unlocked last night, technically during the night. You're gonna FOMO by like tomorrow. I guarantee it. And for those that don't know what FOMO means, it means fear of missing out.
Yeah.
So you're going to by like tomorrow because you know what's gonna happen?
Because I want to beat the campaign before spoilers even drop.
No, the Nissan guys are gonna start playing it, and you're gonna I want to play too, and you're gonna hop in there with
Yeah, it
them.
depends. See, I don't have any friends that play COD.
We're currently
so I'm
playing
good.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So
They're gonna get it, and then you're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna invite you. I don't have it yet, and you're gonna go and buy it. Because what your fear of missing out on is not gonna be the game; it's gonna be playing with your friends.
yeah, he got me there.
See, and I don't have friends that play COD, so I can wait as long as I want. Like I said, like I literally just finished. Like yesterday, I finished the Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 1, 2, the new one. I just finished that
2019?
campaign because I got stuck like halfway through, or I didn't get stuck, but I just stopped playing it halfway through. That was like last year. And then,
Calypso Raz in chat said, I just bought it because you said it was good. I didn't say it was good. I said I was enjoying it. There's a difference there, and I've only played for about an hour, but I can tell you, I knew within the first hour of 2042 that I wasn't going to like it.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. Skill-based matchmaking has like has a positive and a negative to it, right? Skill-based matchmaking, you're going to be playing, it's going to take time, by the way. It's going to take probably a couple weeks for the skill-based matchmaking to really separate, to get the really good, the really high players with high XP, high KDs and all that to move their way farther down the list. And there's going to be a lot of people like Nick who are going to be over time waiting for price drops or just waiting for paychecks or waiting for whatever situation to buy it.
That are bad at the game. After
No,
like,
Nick's always been good at shooters.
Yeah, I know. I just thought you were going to talk crap for.
No. Nick's always been really decent at shooters. Are you going to be a sniper?
Not for COD.
Okay, because you were like, that's all you ever wanted to do.
In Battlefield.
Hey, Nick, come gunner for me in the helicopter. Nah, bro, I'm on the hill. Oh, look, 1,000-meter headshot. Shut up. I can't even get a 100-meter headshot.
Nick, Tech Noob in chat has a good point too. Vanguard launched a year ago and still isn't discounted.
True.
Yeah, Activision doesn't really do that.
Not really.
Is that Activision controlling?
I mean,
guess
even
it would,
the old, even like the old Modern Warfare 2 is probably still like $50 on Steam anyway.
Sorry, the company name is Activision Blizzard.
There's not going to be a battle royale in this one, right? Isn't that what Vanguard's all about?
That's called
No,
Warzone.
Warzone.
Or Warzone, I mean.
They're
Sorry.
making Warzone 2.0 that's coming later.
Okay, so Warzone will like.
Yeah, it's a separate. It's all
okay,
separate.
Just
yeah.
making sure. But what I was trying to say though is for anyone getting into the game now, just keep in mind it's going to take some time for the quote unquote weirdness and matchmaking frustration to iron out. It takes time for that system to really balance.
It's like doing your Rocket League placements in like right when the season starts,
Yeah.
and it's just like you'll just demolish some team, and then the next game it's like pros.
Yeah.
It's like really.
I mean, it's a good. I think start of the season and end of the season are best times to actually start getting your ranks for Rocket League.
Yeah, end of the season for sure. Because then you have a time limit, and then it kind of makes you do the grind.
What do you think a negative to skill-based matchmaking is? People that just roll burners to start all over just to go and like.
Well, the reason
Base
they
roll?
do that is because it's a 24/7 sweat, like 24/7
Yeah.
sweat fest. You know what I mean? Because,
Yeah.
necessarily because of the system. Like you're always going to be against people that are either slightly better or slightly worse than you.
I feel like because
you're
of my
always gonna have
audience,
to-
by the way,
yeah.
I have to define these terms. So a sweat is somebody that literally does nothing but play that game day in, day out, all day, every day.
Because it's like they're tryharding.
It's like when we would see Call of Duty 4 or Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3 even.
Battlefield 4 Modern Warfare.
No, Battlefield 3. It would launch, we'd be at work or whatever. We'd go home and play that night, and there's already like level 25s. We're like, how?
Yeah.
In a day? How? Battle Pass, bro.
Yeah, like the old Battlefield term was shit bucket.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they refer to it like kind of cross-platform now with all kinds of games now. A player that literally is just a no-lifer.
Tryhard, yeah. Tryhard was a term that we used to
Well,
use too.
really, it's more not really a tryhard. Tryhard's somebody that is always trying to be like the best, but there's plenty of sweats that aren't great. Sweat implies are really good usually.
Yeah.
But like think of like a no-lifer.
Yeah, basically.
Anyone that's as old as I am would probably refer to them as no-lifers. That's all they do is sit there and freaking eat at their desk, and they've got like Taco Bell and Del Taco bags everywhere and just door dashing because they're not leaving their computer because they're on the grind to be the highest level ever so they can pwn those noobs.
So
yeah, that's like the pro and con of skill-based matchmaking is the exact same thing. It's
somebody in this podcast right now is listening to this while playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 as a sweat.
know, right?
I promise.
But yeah, it's just the fact that it's always going to give you a close match.
Yep.
Or at least that's the point of it. It tries to. So it's like if you're in the mood to play a little bit more casually, then it kind of sucks because you have to either sweat or rank down.
Oh, and in Escape from Tarkov, it's called a Chad.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Don't touch grass. Yeah, exactly.
I am gonna probably play it tonight. I might even live stream it a little bit. I honestly think,
Surprise
Nick,
stream.
if you get it, you should let me know, and we should start like our old Battlefield days. Just kind of start streaming it again casually.
Yeah, we could do that.
Because I'm looking forward to the big scale stuff, but I want to play that with squads.
Like from the beta, when I played it, I enjoyed it. Like we had our squad of friends, but we didn't really stick together. We kind of met up in the middle and stuff.
But you calmed at least.
Yeah, but we all did our own thing, and we liked it because we could do our own thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't class based or whatever. But like I could run around as a front man, and then I had like Mike as support, and eventually he'd just go run and do his own thing.
Yeah. Oh, and WoW was a sweaty neckbeard. Yeah, just neckbeard.
Yeah.
I didn't. Sweat wasn't a term when I played Warcraft, like because I played competitive arena, so it was basically just called a no-lifer or a loser.
You gotta work for a while for sure.
For like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like a genuine addict to WoW for a bit.
Okay, I'm going to tell a really embarrassing story, but it's when I come from a lot of life experience. I've experienced some great things in life and some really not so great things in life, and some of the not so great things are self-induced. For instance, my oldest kid, who everyone knows now is 13 years old, when my wife was pregnant with her, she wanted to take like photos every few weeks so that I could make kind of like a slideshow of the belly growing, right? So like kind of put them in a timeline and sort of smush it all together so you can see the boop. Every single one of those photos was taken from the perspective of me turning around from my computer at Warcraft to take the photo to go back to my computer. No joke.
Oh, wow. Dang.
So
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no, Warcraft legitimately almost cost me my marriage.
Dang. That's
So,
crazy.
When I talk about being like addicted to a game and the level of addiction I had with Warcraft, specifically in Arena, because I was in a top Gladiator rating. I was constantly going for like whatever the Gladiator title was that particular season, Wrathful Gladiator, Vengeful Gladiator, right? With the top like 1% or top 0.5%. I would get up literally with my teammates or my arena mates at like 3 a.m, 4 a.m, depending, to queue dodge particular teams that we knew play at certain times annually or around the world.
That's crazy.
So it was ugly. My wife would hear an alarm go off at like 3 a.m. and I'd get up and then she'd hear me screaming and yelling and breaking keyboards and headsets.
Oh my god.
That's why when you had to install B.net again for Modern Warfare, you're like, oh no, I don't want to go back. It's right there.
No, here's the thing.
Hey, it's on Steam. He's like, really?
It was Cataclysm when I finally stopped playing Warcraft like religiously. Okay, I played from vanilla, very end of vanilla when BC first launched, all the way through to Cataclysm with that level of playstyle. Every single expansion too was a reroll. So there was also the level grind involved. To level grind as fast as possible, get as much PvE gear as fast as possible to have some sort of an edge in arena, and then get the PvP gear as fast as possible. And then, obviously sit there with teams doing full mining to get best in slot gem sockets, all that sort of stuff, right?
I'm too like ADHD to do any sort of grind like that.
But my form of ADHD is hyperfixation. So it's easy for me to do that. But the thing was, when I got free of that like World of Warcraft addiction, I went back and played quite a bit with Brian even.
Oh yeah.
You got me in it too.
Yeah, but the problem was I couldn't go back to that level. Like once I broke that chain, it was impossible for me to go back to that.
Well, yeah, because there's literally not enough time.
Yeah, and I would casually play instead of being like in like
instead of being a sweat. Basically.
Like we were even doing competitive battlegrounds, which are large scale PvP. Okay, we were doing continent-based battlegrounds too, which were territories that like Alliance and Horde could go and control, and we would just like go nuts with it. I started playing so casually, I never got invited anywhere because, like you said, I was not meeting the criteria of either item level or whatever. Right. It's a lot like Destiny, right?
Yeah, like
eye level is everything in Warcraft.
Yeah, it'd be like if we tried to play with Mark. It just there's no.
But I realized like
not
I would get on the game.
Yeah.
I would get on Warcraft and spend like 45 minutes to an hour leveling, and I'm just like, I'm bored. I'm gonna play Warships.
The only time
I'm just playing World of something. You know?
there's like two separate
World of Call of Duty.
Like 3 instances where I dove deep into a game like that. It was Guild Wars 1, like the first one, because I was in high school, so right after right after
homework's done, nothing to do.
Binging Guild Wars, and then
And SpongeBob.
No, only if I'm babysitting. But after that, the next one was Counter-Strike, but that was in college. Like that wasn't even community college; it was college.
But see, by the time I met you, my Counter-Strike days were over.
Yeah, like there's different paths for that.
Yeah.
And then
I would have loved to have known you during your Counter-Strike days because then you could carry me.
My compilation videos, I was kicked from so many servers being called a hacker.
jeez,
But it's because I played in Cal M.
Yeah.
yeah, that was before my time. And then
My friends just hustled people at like the net cafes, but that was as far as I ever got, and it was mostly just me cheerleading.
But that's why I was joking around when we were playing COD earlier, and I was like, Nick, I can actually aim in this game. And then I got my face blown off. But like,
the dude with the
literally
shotgun
right
just comes up the stairs like flat. I was like, oh,
you saw that, right? It was,
Yeah.
There was just a spray. Just it's kind of bloody. There's a spray. But no, I feel like certain games can bring out that particular, like that Twitch response that I really had honed in both Battlefield and Counter-Strike.
I feel like the last game that did that for me was Titanfall 2, but then like because of the lack of skill-based matchmaking, it was kind of getting like I just kept getting stomped like
I
every
kept
night.
playing it, but it got to the point where I was only getting queued up with like the YouTubers. So they were like doing like the crazy
exactly.
grapples from the back of the map and one-shotting with the crabber sniper, and it's like, okay, I'll just do private lobbies.
Especially because I think like a lot of those guys came from Titanfall 1, so then they already had an advantage to begin with.
I mean, there was a very small period of time when I was able to keep up, but eventually
it was
it's
right
like,
when it launched. Like that first couple of weeks when it launched was the most fun me and Mark ever had in Titanfall 2, and then it just like we just didn't get as good as everyone else did, and then it got really frustrating to play so fast.
Do you know what Call of Duty felt like right now when I was playing though? Or it really honestly felt like how excited we were when Close Quarters launched with Battlefield 3. I mean, it's fast paced.
Yeah,
The games are over quick. The time to kill is quick. I feel like even though I played 3 matches and I'm like level 6 now.
Yeah, it's easy to get EXP now.
Right,
Yeah,
and
remember you got
unlocks
the
and stuff.
Ultra Super Turbo Operator Edition.
No,
so-
but I don't think that is in effect yet.
It's idea like you're right. It's for when you get the battle pass, you get like 50 free tiers or
I think
something.
the last time
I buy the top package of every game because I buy it through the company.
So it's
There's a benchmark built in.
Call of Duty.
It's work.
Call of Duty Modern.
There's a benchmark.
Modern write-off too.
There's a benchmark. It's work. Damn it.
Modern write-off.
Yeah,
Modern write-off too.
Write-off.
Jeez, like,
$100. It was $99.99 for that edition.
jeez.
Do you know how much I spend on coffee?
You know how much you spend on Rocket League skins?
Yeah,
That's-
dude. If Starbucks had a battle pass, Jay would be like,
There is a
top
battle
tier?
pass.
Wait, the card. Yeah, you're right.
No, it's like there's levels.
Does it give you discounts?
Like the gold stars or
I have
whatever,
been
right?
continuous gold since 2012.
I believe it.
Jay's SSL and Starbucks.
So, like,
Do you ever get a gift card, or not gift card, but a Christmas card from Starbucks? We have.
Oh my god.
jeez. The only
Get a
time
birthday drink.
I filled up a battle pass or season pass was Destiny 2, but that was during lockdown, where I had nothing else to do and I could put like 48 hours into it straight.
48 hours a day.
Like wake up, Destiny with Mark, and then like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go eat, and then we get back on and grind, and then just like
Have you ever seen Mark offline? That's the question.
not during lockdown,
Right?
dude. Like it was like I could log in any time of the day. It's like, hey bro, want to catch some matches? Like, all right, cool.
It's like 4:12 in the morning and he's on still. It's like
But
wait.
you know how season passes are like 100 levels, right?
Yeah.
We were clearing that in like a week, and the thing is designed
Sounds about right, yeah.
is designed to be completed in like a couple months, like 2 months tops. But we're grinding it so fast.
I remember when I
No, the game developer should ever put a time to complete on something.
Dude, like I remember when Mark and I played for a little bit, and like Mark like was like, all right, cool, we got this, and like he had this whole freaking information packet of like tasks to do to get me to this level, and I was like, this is not how I play.
No,
video
this
games.
is
Like,
work.
That's,
like,
how,
it's not,
that's how
yeah.
you chain your EXP.
I told him that. I was like, dude,
No,
this
you gotta
feels like
understand.
work,
It's like
dude. I can't
it's like
play
when
like this.
servers. It's like when servers go live on XPac Day for World of Warcraft. The guilds and the players that will literally, they will completely rush to world firsts.
Yeah, Yeah, the Mark always does that.
There's a grind for like raids in Destiny too.
But it makes sense. It's a Blizzard title.
I think he always
does
gets
day
that,
one.
Yeah, the day one thingy.
Yeah, no, it'd be nuts though. Like, because there's server first and there's world first, and it would be absolutely. And there are always exploits. And leveling is usually where the exploits seem to take place. Like I remember, I think it was Wrath of the Lich King, and max level there was level 70. And so, 70 was, BC. I think it was 80. 80 was Wrath of the Lich King. And so it was like, okay, waited in line, got my game, actually got a physical copy. Which was
back in the day.
Yeah. Did the whole thing where like went to GameStop, waited in line, but got to get my copy early through like my friend who was like running the GameStop. I won't say which one. Basically was like sliding it under the table.
You literally had a plug, but for games?
Yeah, because it was.
I had one too.
That's funny.
No, so I would go in there and there's like a big old line.
I pirated all my PC games.
No, so I'd go in there. There's a big old line at the door, right? And then it's like, oh, are you here for the Warcraft launch? I'm like, no, I'm just looking. And then the friend who was also the manager was like, oh yeah, he's cool. And then going and looking around like, standing at the title, and he's just like, slide because I'm prepaid, right? It was all pre-purchased. So
just have to
like, but I would buy like some random $5 bin thing just so that he could like leave it under it as he's like bagging it. So I'm like, bye guys, and like going home. Literally would have it loaded up. But the problem is, even though it was physical copy, there's still an update.
Time lock, yeah.
My friend Brian, you guys know him. He bought the digital version, so he had downloaded it because it was pre-install.
Yeah,
and so. He was like 2 levels ahead of me when I finally got in.
Oh my God.
But the crazy part is by the time I got in, which was only maybe an hour and a half after server launch, there was already a level 80. Jeez. I'm like, how is this possible?
It's the mark of World of Warcraft right there.
Yeah, I remember reading an article about it once. I can't remember if it was on Kotaku or where it was, but basically they were talking about a particular exploit that this guild had used to like basically like map boost someone up, because you could, I believe back then there was an item you could turn in for rep, and also rep turned into XP. So they were just like stockpiling it during the pre-release, because a patch always, World of Warcraft would always go live technically like 2 weeks prior. Like right now, there's what they call pre-patch expansion or pre-expansion patch. Just went live the other day.
Oh, so it has all the content and stuff.
All the content is in it, but it's not active yet. But materials and mats and things that you could often use in the expansion become available to go and mine and farm and stuff.
Oh, okay. So you're not just starting from ground zero, like as soon as the expansion drops.
Right. So that particular Wrath launch, there was like an entire guild had like decided what player they were going to boost to world first, and then I think it was something like not even 2 hours to get from level 70 to 80 during that time. Jeez. And back then, leveling was still a grind. There was no heirloom gear yet. There was nothing. There was no XP boosts. None of that stuff. It was just that's how long it took a long time.
Yeah,
but negative side though to matchmaking. Can you think of one? Because I'm trying to think of one and I can't.
Sandbagging.
Skill based matchmaking.
The sandbagging.
Well, how do you sandbag?
Smurfing.
You just run around and die, right?
Probably, yeah. It's throwing your own KD.
Well, how does as far as you guys are aware, how does Call of Duty base its matchmaking? Like, what's the skill base?
I would assume it'd be the same system, which is just like wins.
That's out of my field of knowledge. I have no idea.
The problem is wins are based on the team, though.
Yeah.
And every team is such a weird, random.
You're right. Actually, it's a lot more difficult because there's so many different factors in a shooter versus like something like Rocket League, where it's just how many goals did this team score and did they win?
Yeah, because there was one match I kind of played terribly. I only had like 10 kills, and number one in our team had like 25 kills, and I was bottom of our team, but I got the win. Yeah. So clearly, because it was first to 65, I think.
I mean, that's how boosting in Rocket League works, right?
Yeah, I think it was first to 65.
Really good people.
But think about it. If it's first to 65 and we have one player that had almost 30 kills, he clearly carried the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what all it takes into account.
Yeah, that stuff is foreign to me because I bet you there's just so many more things that go into it versus like, because Rocket League is literally just win-loss. That's all it is for the MMR.
Right. I feel like they could take... What's that website you go to in Rocket League that shows all the stats?
Rocket League
the Tracker Network. But I think they have, like, I think it's because it's Rocket League.tracker network or .network or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they might have ones for other games too.
Because didn't you say I was under 2%, like top 2% or top 1.5% in the world on shot accuracy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were like above 50% for a while. Right, not now.
No,
you mess around a lot more and shoot.
No, not on my main.
Yeah.
I mean, my only account.
I have 2 Smurfs because I have different levels of friends that I have to play with. And I don't want to subject them to like.
I was
a
peer
diamond
pressured into making a Smurf because my actual is too bad to actually hang around with you guys.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't improve your skill playing with us, but it's just like.
But my point is, if there's that level of tracking, they could track Rocket League all the way down to how many goals did you like? What's your goal percentage in?
Oh yeah,
the game,
no, that stuff
you know?
is tracked, but the only thing that affects your MMR in Rocket League specifically is just win loss.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
I wonder if this Call of Duty has the heat maps like it did in Modern Warfare 2, like the little companion app on your phone. So it could show you like what areas you really like to be active in on the map and stuff. Like,
Wait,
You mean like in Battlefield 3 when we were like, Jay really likes the MTAR and engineer.
Like, just
Jay's
get
got
deep down
70
stats.
engineer stars and 55 MTAR stars.
And all the attachments unlocked.
And all the
And
attachments
stars.
unlocked. But then you look at the next SMG and it's like level 1.
It's like
Jay
10
only
kills.
I only used the MTAR and I only used the what was the
You only use the guns to get up to the MTAR.
No, for my sidearm. The 93R or whatever it was. The auto pistol thing.
Yeah.
I only used that and the MTAR and my SMA and my torch. I mean, my loadout was like, you could look at it and be like, okay, Jay's got, it was something like 70 stars or whatever as engineer. He's like, what's his next best class? Medic, 4. But you know what? I knew what I liked.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
I like this.
That was the beauty of Battlefield is that you could pick classes that fit your playstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can do the same thing in this Call of Duty. The loadouts are very similar.
Yeah, the
You've got
loadouts-
sniper, you got your support, you've
I mean,
got
Call of
your...
Duty kind of started the whole loadout thing anyway, right? So like,
I don't
that
remember
makes
who
sense.
Even like the
first.
gun split though, you can break down the gun to like your specific style too.
Yep. That's my problem right now is I have a lot of attachments and that might be because of the Ultimate Edition or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know yet which attachments I want. So like, do I want a 20-inch barrel? Do I want a shorty, not a 7.5-inch barrel? Do I want to give up a little bit of range damage for short, for quicker aim down sight or hip fire accuracy? Like, I don't know.
I think I watched you like toggling like the flash hiders for like 5 minutes straight, just looking at the stats. Like, I don't know which one to pick.
I don't know if you unlocked it yet, but eventually you get you could change out receivers, so you could jump up to a 308
Oh,
or
no.
300 blackout. Okay.
I'm still on the standard M4 receiver 5.56.
All right,
And it's funny. I'm at a point right now, but I have to constantly make a decision because I can't attach one attachment that I want. Like, for instance, I don't know yet. Do I want a better stock? Do I want a better pistol grip? Do I actually care about the receiver?
Do you want a charm? No, I'm kidding.
Like, I know what gun I want to build as soon as I get back in because it's from the beta, but it's a stupid large caliber, and you only had 10 rounds in the mag, but it hits. Like,
I think I made a mistake in my last game's loadout because it was that the office one.
Oh yeah, and you had like this like a 4x on there, huh?
Well, yeah, hold on. So
You had,
basically,
like,
like
a ACOG or something.
no, yeah, well, no, it wasn't a 4x. I think it was a 1.5x or 2x. It wasn't that zoomed in.
Oh.
But no, what I'd like to do is I would go to a corner, I'd pull a door open in front of me. So I watch, or if I saw a player coming, I'd shut the door and shoot.
That's funny.
The problem was I had a 20-inch barrel with a silencer. So I'm pretty sure it was sticking through the door because people kept coming around and were like,
Yeah, because you're just like hiding behind the door, and then your gun barrel's just sticking right through the door.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
funny.
sure because I used like I said, a 20-inch barrel with a silencer on it. So I was just having fun though, screwing around.
but running back, how do you feel about the reboot?
I don't remember the first one. I own it. I don't remember the first one. And here's
Okay.
the funny thing: the first one, I only played the story. I didn't play multiplayer at all.
I thought you played with us back in the day, like on Xbox for a little while.
No, the last actual like controller shooter I've played on any console was Halo.
Oh, dang.
Dang.
Which one?
1,
4.
4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Halo 4, and I got to matchmaking level 49. I could not get to 50.
Wow.
I could not get to
Dang,
50.
you actually played Halo more than I did. I never played multiplayer in 4.
I got like, I was shooting
Well, the
for
thing was, my
Onyx
best
rank.
friend at the time, like that's all he did. He was a disabled vet, so
Okay.
he just basically played Halo all day long. And I would I'd just get on after work and just play with him for the hell of it on Xbox Live. But yeah, I got to matchmaking level 49, and I just wanted 50. Couldn't do it. It got very competitive up there.
I couldn't
Oh,
deal with
yeah.
the 30 FPS on the console. Like I just 30 FPS plus controller equals just it was,
What was
so
the
frustrating.
What was the Halo map with the broken bridge and you like jump across it with the little launcher thing?
I think that was Halo 3. I think, or Narrows or Long Ways. I forgot.
I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I just remember every time I was like, okay, do I want to go on this? And as soon as I launch myself, I get sniped.
Sniped. Yep. I know the map that you're talking about.
That's a long time. This is like 2011, 2010.
There came a point though. It's like when I
Maybe
started.
it was Halo 3, not 4. I think Halo 4 was the one I didn't play. I think it was Halo 3.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't remember. Like I said, I just hated. I only played on console because it's the only game he played. I would always try and get him to play computer, like Battlefield 2 and shit with me, but he. I don't know. Keyboard and mouse. It's dumb. You know. It's. I'm over here like.
Wait, who? Oh, your friend?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Nick. I was like,
no,
wait, Nick
my friend. We refused to play on keyboard and mouse.
That's funny,
Dude, I was all excited when I got my computer. Like, but he was flexing his computer remember when I got my iBuyPower desktop?
Your iBuyPower was a higher spec than my computer. That's why I was giving you a hard time.
I know.
You're jealous.
That was the X58, dude. That was so long ago.
Yeah. But that's when I started jumping more into PC. Like,
Yeah,
that's when I left.
That's when you were like, I'm gonna play Battlefield. I remember, and I was like, ooh, Nick plays Battlefield, and then it led to the start of this channel.
Because I haven't played since like the Battlefield 2, like the old Battlefield 2.
Thanks, iBuyPower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I had a desktop from them and I had a laptop from them.
Sounds like you bought a lot of power.
Yeah.
I buy it.
I'd buy it. I'd buy that for $1.
But speaking of the reboot though, I don't remember the first one.
So do you remember Modern Warfare 2 1?
I don't. I remember a lot of the campaign when you're like in the mountains with the snow and like you have the dog and you're retreating down the hill and sliding all. I remember all that, but I don't remember anything about like the multiplayer. I don't remember playing it all.
I think the only one that I remember was Black Ops 1, like the first Black Ops.
I couldn't stand Black Ops.
That's funny. Wait, multiplayer or story?
Both.
Oh, really?
I played through the
thought
story.
was pretty cool.
I played through the story just because I was like, this feels a lot like Manchurian Candidate. I'm kind of tired.
Yeah, I thought it was cool though.
But that's kind of what my topic was about though, is about reboots, and it's like I feel like the last 5+ years, maybe not as bad, right? Things
now that Marvel MCU is over, or at least Phase 3 was.
No, honestly, the pandemic kind of reset movie making.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I feel like everyone was just like, oh, we can't come up with any original ideas, so let's just make something newer now with newer tech so that we can look more eye candy, but it's literally nothing original. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of annoying.
It still feels like that. Like remember when I saw the Dead Space Again trailer? And I was why does it need a remake? The first one was so good.
But there were already two of them, weren't they? Dead Space and Dead Space 2. Oh, Dead Space 3.
Yeah.
And just like the Matrix 2 and 3 were kind of
fun fact, I've never played
good,
any of the Dead Space.
I think you should play the remake once it comes out on stream.
Is it pretty? Because I'm a graphics snob.
Yeah,
okay.
Very pretty.
My problem
the
is
first one was really pretty too. I was amazed it ran on Xbox 360. Honestly,
I feel like this is like a defect of my own brain. It doesn't matter how good a game's story is. Like an old game, maybe one I've never played. I can't go back in time and play the game if the graphics are bad.
Yeah.
And the problem is, you go back far enough, they're going to be bad.
Yeah.
That's why when you were playing which modern or which
Descent?
Modern Warfare were you playing while I was playing too?
I was playing Modern Warfare 1 and 2.
2019.
Yes, the remake.
That was a reboot.
But it looked really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same engine as the second one, I'm assuming.
In fact, it's funny. I got Modern Warfare 2. The real reason why I bought it is I want to maybe add it to the benchmark suite. Because I have no idea how demanding it was going to be. Yeah. Because I had always heard that Warzone was really demanding. But that's because of the size of the map.
Yeah, Warzone, I think it was hitting CPUs pretty hard or something like that. But I don't know.
I'm just
hitting hard drives pretty hard.
I'm disappointed that there's not even ray tracing in this one.
Yeah, dude. Okay, wait. So the first, sorry to cut you off. The full install for Modern Warfare 1 plus Warzone plus co-op plus like the other multiplayer stuff, 188 gigs.
Yeah, this one's 55.
Yeah.
Because they haven't added 120 more gigs yet.
Warzone's not there yet.
But I am disappointed that this is a complete ground up kind of an overhaul. It is a standalone game just with the same name, essentially.
Yeah.
That there's no ray tracing in it. It's got DLSS, it's got XeSS, it's got some neat upscaling tech and stuff, but there's no ray tracing.
Is it coming in later? Because it was in Modern Warfare 2019, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I looked all through the settings and I could not find. You saw me. I could not find anything in terms of shadows or lighting or anything.
And then Modern Warfare 1, like it just says DirectX ray tracing on or off. That's the only toggle for there.
Yeah,
and then it just turns the shadows to ray trace.
So it's just ray trace shadows, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, just that's it.
Which
is why it runs so like nicely. Because
well, it's funny because of the fact that when you look at, so I watched the 5-minute the YouTube video that went up. I don't know if it was Activision that did it or someone else, but they put up like the first 5 minutes of the campaign, right? And I remember thinking like, holy crap, those reflections look awesome, because there's a lot of glass windows because they're in Amsterdam, right? There's a lot of glass windows. There's the canal. They're walking and there's like water on the ground, and you see. I remember I was looking specifically at the reflections. You'd see what I thought was ray trace reflections. Now I'm thinking they're just very convincing screen space reflection.
Yeah, they have a lot of like,
until the end when they get in the car and then you're looking through the windshield. I'm like, okay, there's clearly no ray trace clear like transparent reflection. But yeah, I was really disappointed. And I hope they bring it in a patch or something. But
yeah, I mean,
pretty sure
because what I'm finding right now is doesn't seem all that hard to run. So a little bit of a teaser here. My rig here that I use at work has a 3080 Ti in it, and it is water cooled, and it's a 4K panel. And with everything max, you saw I went in and just like max, everything on, everything max, the whole deal. With the LSS set to quality, which is like only a slight performance improvement.
Well, I think it's only like 85%.
Yeah. So it's set to quality. It's not really downscaling it that much. Got an average of 120 frames per second in 4K with a 3080 Ti. And it said it was using about 5,800 megabytes or 5.8 gigabytes of the 12 gigabytes of VRAM.
Yeah, it's not that hard to run, which is fine because I mean,
yeah,
that's a competitive multiplayer
That's
title.
good.
You need a lot of frames.
You don't need things to be as hard to run as say Control or Cyberpunk or any of that, but it looks good. I think
especially because like a lot of what makes that game and the first Modern Warfare remake look good is their texture work and their like baked light map work is really good.
Lighting is more important than anything else to me in a game. Because what I was going to say right now is Call of Duty Warfare 2, the newest one, the 2022 one, the lighting and the shadows does look, even maxed out, kind of flat. It's very flat.
Yeah.
There's clearly no like HBAO or SBAO. It doesn't look like it anyway. Like shadows are just shadow or lit. There's no fade to them. You know, there's no sort of what seems like ambient occlusion. It's
unless it's just too fast paced and you're not seeing it. Because I did watch you set the ambient occlusion setting to like max.
Yeah, but it's not very effective.
I think it'll highlight itself more in the action sequences.
Or actually,
maybe campaign.
I think what's happening is because as ambient occlusion like algorithms get better, and also because you're running it at a high res, the actual occlusion becomes finer, just like real life.
Right.
It's very, very like if you look at the shadow right there in my fingertips, it's a very tiny shadow. But like
very tiny fingers.
Yeah, exactly. And so older games had like way less precise AL. So you would see that haloing and that like very obvious kind of like contact shadow and stuff.
I think
and
in
so
games
if you're
though,
still looking for that, you're not going to see it.
I think in games we're really kind of grim though to look for it to be really an over exaggerated effect.
Yeah, exactly. And that was just because they were not as accurate. Now that it's accurate, it just looks more real, which doesn't stand out as much because, you know, it doesn't stand out to you in real life.
Speaking of not standing out as much, you guys hear about EU passing that law for USB phones and like small electronic accessories going to like USB-C.
That's a new brain fart sound.
Specifically targeting the Apple stuff.
USB. Yeah. I'm excited.
We've been talking about this for a long time.
I'm excited to finally get rid of this stupid lightning port.
But we were also discussing, do we think that Apple will actually have a region-based phone now?
I believe so.
Like,
I wouldn't put it past Tim Cook to do something like that. Where like the US
honestly,
phone is
I think there's one thing hinging on this because obviously, like we know, the last several iPads have been USB-C. Mm-hmm. Okay, USB-C on the MacBooks.
Yeah, in fact, Apple was like one of the biggest proponents of USB-C.
But the question
back when it
is,
first came out.
How many Lightning ports do they have sitting in a warehouse? And I think they'll want those to be near end of life, like used up.
They better use them all up on the 14.
Because you know what you and I are really hoping for here is a true USB high data transfer and high charging or fast charging rate. Because that's the problem with Lightning is it's USB 2. So it is absolute garbage.
So are most high power USB-C charging cables though. So
okay, I would take personally the standard charging speed, but the higher data transfer rate.
Yeah, at least with USB-C you get to pick.
Yeah.
Well, provided that the device supports high transfer speeds.
Why couldn't the device support it?
Because Apple could just not spec it.
I know, but they would have to.
The thing about USB-C is you get so much choice.
But they'd have to make a choice not to spec it. Because if it's Apple and Apple's going to adopt it, they're going to have to make it a sailing away. They have to make it a sales point.
Yeah, like, and they could pivot and do that because they'd be like, well, all these pro photographers are shooting raw video and stuff, and they need to be able to pull the files faster. So
they still want people to buy their camera. I mean, phones, you know. So I personally I hate cell phone reviews. I don't like cell phone review channels. I don't watch any of them because they don't review cell phones. They review the camera on the cell phone. And I'm just so sick of the culture of like, I got an amazing camera on my phone. It's like all the cameras have been great for like the last 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, but
It's like what's a good smartphone camera? Just
but if
pick
you're going
one.
to advertise, if you're going to be Apple and you're going to try and advertise yourself to the creative and say you've got this HDR 4K video camera, ProRes RAW, 60 FPS, to be able to then also say, iPhone photography is like a legit thing. Photographers are legitimately using their iPhones for professional photography. Then give them a high data transfer rate.
Yeah.
There's no reason that wouldn't go like hand in hand.
Like AirDrop is so finicky. AirDrop is not a solution as much as Apple wants it to be.
Because that only works for airdropping it to another Apple device.
Well, yeah, they would expect you to be
sitting there on some iMac or Mac Pro or whatever, but still, it's like
they want to keep you in that ecosystem.
Oh yeah, like see Decoy NDA in chat says according to 9to5 Mac, the USB-C port is still 2.0 transfer speeds on the iPads. So because they can save the money on the IC. If they don't have to put a USB 3 IO chip in there, then yeah, why waste the money?
Yeah, it
is dumb.
You're already
it's
you're already one of the wealthiest countries in the world, and you're gonna
and it's like
pennies.
the wealthiest company too.
No, Disney's the wealthiest company.
Oh, they beat it back.
Disney has been the world's wealthiest company for a long time.
I thought Apple was number one for a bit when they hit like $1 trillion something.
Not after that flag wave, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Wealthiest company in the world. I'm pretty sure it's Disney Corp. Wealthiest company.
I thought they were number one as like when they first crossed the 1 trillion market cap mark or something. But I thought they lost it recently. Too.
Oh, wait, what? America's retail corporation Walmart has been the world's largest company by revenue since 2014. By revenue. Huh.
Well, yeah, because
that Sam Walton, I tell you, knew what he was doing. Fayetteville, Arkansas, Walmart, Wally World, we call it.
Well, I mean, if they're going to make an EU-specific phone, it's just going to take out their profits because they have to we got to do USB for these guys, but everyone else gets Lightning.
Well, which is worse for profit, not conforming and not being able to sell to that region or that continent at all, or having a regional phone.
I kind of think they should just like we were talking about earlier, just go full USB-C, but that way it saves on having to make yet another version.
But that's why I said it depends on whether or not they have 5 million Lightning ports still sitting somewhere in Shenzhen.
Just put it back to e-recycling.
I doubt that though, because Tim Cook's the ops dude, and he's known for like the amount of time that a product stays in the warehouse is very tiny for Apple. Like it's like that's why like they drop ship the launch day phones straight from Shenzhen.
They always have, yeah.
Which is insane if you think about that sort of
so
like supply
he's
chain.
So he's a logistics guru in the sense that he's like the less time a product sits somewhere, the less it'll cost us to make that product.
Because we're not making money on an iPhone that's sitting on a shelf. So then that's his like he always tries to minimize that sort of time. And they're from what I've heard, like he's really good at it. So I would doubt that he would have like some weird thing like that like happen with the company where they would have a bunch of like spare stuff that they didn't
like I do need to upgrade my phone. I mean mine's several generations old now, but and the battery's getting worse. But every time I go to order one right now, it's still like a month plus out and I just don't want to wait. Yeah, the funny thing is if I had just ordered it when I didn't want to wait the first time, I'd already have it.
Yeah.
But no, instant grat me wants to go to Best Buy or the Apple Store and just pick it up and be like, well, they can just go pick it up. I don't want to buy it. I guess they don't want my money.
Meanwhile,
but they're still going to get my money, and so will Activision. They're still going to get your money too.
Yeah. But at least the phone, it's like, okay, I'm going to make you last for at least 6 years, kind of deal. Not
because you got the newest phone out of all of us. You have a 13. Me and Jay are still on 12.
No, I got a 12 Pro.
Oh, never mind. I thought you got a 13 one.
No, Nick for the longest time was like 4 or 5 gens old when I knew him.
Like he was still
when I got
his money's worth out of his iPhone for sure. Yeah, that thing lasted.
I think I was on an iPhone 6 when he still had a Moto Droid.
Dang.
Yeah,
not even kidding.
I miss mine.
Nick was
overclocking it.
No, Nick always had the hand-me-downs from like his mom or something. But like
the Droid was the first one, but the phones have been hand-me-downs except for this one.
Like, that was like as long as I've known you, that is the first new phone you have owned.
Yeah.
But it was not the newest gen when he got it. It was the previous gen.
Well, yeah.
It's funny.
That's probably why I thought it was a 13 because you got it when the 13.
You know why it looks like because Apple hasn't changed the damn look now for 3 gens. It looks exactly the same. Keep making
the camera bigger. Like the 14 looks like it's all huge. It's like this big.
Oh yeah.
It's like almost all the way to the middle of the Apple logo. It's insane.
Well, it's funny because my teenage daughter is the only one in our family that has the newest. She has the newest phone because of the fact that I made her break it on accident.
Yeah, that clip was so.
So my story time. My oldest daughter. She's like me. She loves the scary games, like the horror genre. She loves horror movies. Just like this is her favorite time of the year right now, Halloween and all the scary stuff and whatnot. And it's she just loves that. Well, she loves it, but she also lets it kind of get in her head. So she definitely doesn't like to be in the dark. Like if she's going downstairs, she'll like turn on the light at the top of the stairs. If she gets to the bottom, she'll reach around the corner and turn on the hallway light, and then she'll turn on all the kitchen lights. And there's times I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom or go downstairs to get something to drink, and every freaking light in the house is on. And I have a smart home, which is like there's no excuse for it. I should be programming it all to. I digress. If I programmed it all to turn off on itself at a certain amount of time, she would freak out. Like our front door lock, if it's not locked by a certain time on its own, at night it'll lock. Now it's a
has she been like standing next to it when it auto locks?
It's a Z-Wave quick set. So it's loud.
Yeah.
The motor goes and so it's like
jump scare her before?
Yeah, and so what'll happen then is like one time I was sitting there watching TV upstairs, and my wife and my daughter were both downstairs, and then they come running upstairs. The door locked itself. The door locked itself. I'm like, it's supposed to do that. They're like, well, we were scared. We thought someone was coming in. And I'm like, nope, the door is meant to do that. Anyway, the reason why my daughter broke her phone is she had just gotten done watching, I think it was The Nun or The Conjuring, one of the two. And she watches them on like FaceTime with her friend or whatever. But she likes to turn the lights out when she's watching a scary movie because she likes to be, titillated like that. And so my wife comes upstairs. She goes, your daughter's just got done watching a scary movie downstairs, and she's all freaked out because that's my wife had walked down the stairs, and all she did was walk around the corner and like made my daughter jump out of her skin. So she's like, she's down there doing the dishes right now. I was like, be right back. And I have the video, by the way. I should post it.
I like how she spots for you.
I know.
That's so awesome.
So I went downstairs. I'm at the bottom of the stairs, and the kitchen's like around the corner. You can't really see it. And I hear her talking to her friend, and she's like, "Oh my god, like no way, blah 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 blah." And she's
like, they're like FaceTiming, right?
Yeah, they're on FaceTime, and she was doing the dishes. And so I kind of sneak around the corner, and I reach, and I go, and I turn the lights off in the kitchen, and she goes, oh, "No way!" And then like she comes around the corner, and she's trying to figure out how to turn the light back on because it's a dimmer. So you have to like push the buttons and stuff. And I come around the corner and I go, boo! And she goes, ah! And she like chucks her phone flat on the tile. And then she picks it up and goes, my phone! It was all cracked. She said her friend just heard, you hear all the cracking glass.
That's so funny.
So I went, damn it, we'll go get you a new phone tomorrow. So I had to buy her full price, out of pocket, like $1,100, a brand new phone, because that was like the newest phone at the time was the 13.
Was it worth it?
Yes, because I still have the video and I'm looking for it right now.
Most expensive video clip in your photo library.
I gotta find it because you guys, even just hearing the audio is great. Because you'll hear her.
Yeah, the sound it makes was like it was
a bah!
You knew it's one of those where like when you drop your phone,
it landed face down and it had a case, but there was absolutely no doubt whatsoever that the phone was broken.
Yeah, it's one of those sounds because it's like there's some times where you drop a phone and you're like, oh, is it broken? But this one was like, oh, it's broken for sure.
Yeah, I gotta find it real quick. So you talk about something real quick while I find it.
Something. All right, I'm done. Hurry up.
What?
But yeah, no, a USB-C would be amazing just because I'm just tired of having all USB-C plugs in my house and then one single lightning cable for when I want to fast charge a stupid thing.
The only cool thing that I got out of it was having the magnetic cable, but I could like change the ends for whatever I needed.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is right here. So here's just the audio, okay? Wait, why am I doing this? I can Bluetooth this. Hold on.
Oh, boy.
There we go. So this is me coming down the stairs.
It's already connected?
Yeah. You hear it, right?
Yeah.
This is me coming down the stairs. I'm sneaking.
How loud is this going to be? Isn't you blow the chat out?
So you can hear her talking. Giggling. You'll know when I turn off the light. You're a friend on FaceTime. I'm reaching around the corner.
This is my self-esteem. Oh, God.
Oh, is that it?
Nuh-uh.
Wait for it.
Nuh-uh. The lights.
And then you hear the mic. Then you hear the my phone.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh man.
I better turn that down before something else plays on your phone that you don't want.
Oh yeah.
We already had
that was just me eating spaghetti.
It was macaroni in a pot.
Macaroni in a pot. Gotta stir it. Start a pot.
No, it's a WAP reference. That wireless access point.
I see you two are a man of culture.
Dude, my phone. It's like it's such a good.
Top 10 anime trails.
She just said, Psh. No, she's giggling because she knew she got and then she looks. She goes like this. She picks up the phone. She goes, Martha. And then I told her,
Chad, like you guys, that phone sound when it hit the ground, you knew it was broken. Like there's no mistake
because it landed perfectly like this, and she had a case on it, but it didn't really matter. Why does why does Kanye want to play right now? Hold on, there's Kanye West, the new workout plan. Why is that? I have never listened to Kanye. I don't know why Kanye is showing up on my phone.
You smack your phone?
I want to listen to it again.
Well, he doesn't have a deal anymore.
I want to listen to that. I want to listen to that smack one more time. It was the boo.
God. Nuh-uh.
By the way, she's such a white girl. Nuh-uh.
Oh my god.
No way.
No.
Nuh-uh. What is it?
Oh my god.
God.
Nuh-uh. The like.
Oh, dude, the mic peaks.
It's tile too. There's no surviving tile.
It's tile. One more time.
We tested our tempered glass.
One more time.
Nuh-uh. The like.
The laugh goes right from laugh to cry.
That's so good.
I wish I'd let it record for about 5 more seconds.
Yeah, somebody said, dude, that phone sounded like it did a belly flop. That's exactly
It did. You heard it go. Oh man, it did. See, and because it landed perfectly flat, like it took on more. Actually, it was more chance to shatter than hitting the corner because the corner had, on her case at least has a little bit of a,
or
bumper
worst
in
case
there.
scenario, it hits very slightly diagonal and then it goes bam.
The
like,
funny thing was, the break was in the center of the phone and went outward.
Jeez.
And pieces of the glass broke out. So I told her, I was like, tell your friend you got to go. Because it was still on call. Her phone stayed on the call.
It would have been so funny if there was a crack straight across the camera lens, so her friend just sees like she picks it up and it just across the whole.
No, her friend said she could hear the glass breaking because it was still doing
tempered. Well, yeah, it's tempered glass.
So I told her, I was like, you can't use this phone right now. Like, just don't use it till tomorrow because I wanted her to cut herself.
Yeah.
Because it was all shattered and pieces were sticking out.
I had a friend that had like an iPhone 4 with like that was all shattered and then his thumb was like bloody.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was like, dude, get a new screen.
So
man.
that was like probably the most expensive prank I've ever done. Remember the time I told Chat, I think it was an old RTFM show. I told Chat once I was going to scare my wife with a fake snake and I was going to record it. And I told you guys I was going to do that. And I did. And my wife just goes,
she's been married to you too long.
no, I think my wife is deathly afraid of snakes, but I think she had the immediate panic freeze, but then like reality setting real quick, like this is my idiot husband. So speaking of idiot husbands, it's time to go to the from the freaking audience section. I don't know.
There was an attempt.
Every husband in the
It was
audience
the
is an
worst.
idiot.
It was the worst segue.
Also,
in
buy
history.
our idiot husband Bod's shirt.
Oh, dude. Yeah, the new shirt designs I already showed you. The first initial like test print of the logo is supposed to come soon. So.
Wait, there's another one already? Mm-hmm. We haven't gotten ours.
Well, and the dad bods? You guys aren't dads.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm just kidding.
That I know.
I don't even have mine. That's mine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right. First one comes from BK Raider. He says, what is your take on demolition derbies? I drive in a demolition derby for 6 years now and love it. Curious if you've ever been to one or watched one. Would you ever drive in one? Thank you for everything you guys do. And then he had sent some photos of his, which is a Scooby-Doo, like a Mystery Machine style, but it looked like a Lincoln. I can't tell what kind it was. I have been to demolition derbies at like county
Demolition
derbies
Derbies.
at like the county fairs and stuff like that. I was always disappointed that it was required that they use bald tires because they're not allowed to get a lot of speed going.
Yeah,
so they're just like one wheel peeling like bald tires all over the mud.
Spamming fender benders, basically.
It's like low impact fender benders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would I ever drive in one? Probably not. Only because I have a pretty.
You already have.
I have a high injury list, so I don't feel like adding more.
My back hurts watching those wrecks.
Yeah, it's basically
like
the last
my neck. I know they're wearing a neck brace, but like still.
It's my understanding that in a demolition derby, with the exception of the tech rules of like the bumpers have to be chained on and welded and all that sort of stuff, that keep parts from falling off the cars as best as possible. But that you have the last car still moving under its own power wins in some sort of controlled manner. So
just use a Toyota Hilux.
I'll tell you what we should do, though. I tell you what we should do, and I highly recommend
That's the DLC card.
I highly recommend everybody look this up. What I think would be fun would be to attend a banger race. Now that sounds wrong, okay, but banger racing became really popular in the UK, and those are the ones who were like, oh my god, they had to have died, right? The one where all the the point is to circle race in a circle track, but you're crashing into things on purpose. Remember those cars that were pinned against a wall and 5 more will come and smash into them, and literally the cars are compressing?
Yeah.
And apparently nobody's died in one.
I'd spectate it. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I was like, this has to be a Florida thing. You're like, nope, UK. I was
UK.
like, what?
Yeah.
What is wrong with that?
So yeah, if no one,
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
if you guys are bored, look up Banger Racing's hardest hits. That sounds completely dirty, I swear, but I still can't make heads or tails with the rules.
Yeah, me neither. It's just chaos.
I think it's just there to get your road rage out so you don't do it on a public road.
Okay, do you want to die? Because I still can't believe there's. So what's supposed to happen?
There's so many where I'm like, dude, the guy has
now
to be
watching
dead.
Banger Racing, I've never looked up what are the rules of Banger Racing, but I can tell you right now they do have workers around the track with red flags that are supposed to basically mark a vehicle like, hey, you can't hit this car anymore because it's been too damaged.
Yeah.
The problem is you'll see a guy sitting there waving a red flag, and then wham, 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 wham. 5 more cars will hit it, and the first car completely is pancaked. And you'll see the guy is half sticking out the window, oh, I'm stuck. And they're waving frantically for cars to stop hitting it. But
Jeez.
I don't get it. It's intentionally wrecking your car.
Somebody in chat says Wreckfest IRL. Yeah, basically, right?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand. But it looks like it'd be a lot of fun to watch because the crowd is sure getting into it. But
I would definitely have a beer or 8 there.
You'd have 8 liters of beer.
8 liters.
All right. Jacob says, if you were to relive the first experience for a game, what game would it be and what time? Mine would be World of Warcraft Classic in 2006. I was younger and had a lot more time. Thank you for everything, Phil, Jay, and Coconut Monkey. So yeah, there's World of Warcraft Classic. That's gonna get you addicted. For me, Monkey Island, the first one. I'd love to relive Monkey Island again. I had some really fun times with Monkey Island.
It's a toss-up between the Mass Effect trilogy for the first time.
Never played it.
Just because it's so story and choice based.
That's what people have said. I feel like I should play it just because I've never played it.
But
they got the remastered
that or
version
the old SSI SU-27 flanker sim that I played when I was 10 or 11 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what altimeter looked like in Russian because of that game, because the cockpit's not all Russian and everything too. But yeah, that was the first time that I actually tried to sort of take a flight sim serious instead of just oh cool, I can take a Cessna and loop it and then crash. You know what I mean? It was just oh, what do flaps do? What does flight dynamics do? Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I spent so much time just sitting there in front of the computer till my dad told me to go to bed, just playing that and learning all about aircraft and flight dynamics and that stuff. So
I'm gonna age myself here real quick, but when I think about what games I've played in my lifetime, I've played the original flight sim, when it was wireframe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just holy cow. I didn't realize I'm that old, but what would yours be?
Mine would be Halo 2. Just the first time actually experiencing multiplayer.
I do envy that because I know Halo 2 is the best Halo for all the fans and stuff. And so to be a Halo fan and re-experience Halo 2 would be insane for sure.
So you know that box I have in the warehouse that has my retro games and the CDs, and I saw that Battlefield 2 disc set. I kind of want to build a retro PC just to play that again with period correct hardware.
We got the case finally.
But I don't know. I can't remember if that game requires connection to any sort of server.
No, because they have bots for Battlefield 2.
Yeah,
they have bots.
Yeah, I think it was pre that era of stuff.
I'm pretty sure it'll say oh, you need GameSpy, but there's workarounds for that.
Welcome to duty. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the bots. The bots were awesome because it would give you an opportunity to kind of get map recognition without going in and just getting wrecked.
Yeah.
I wonder if I still have the expansions too.
Oh, a lot of people in chat asking if you're going to play the new sequel to Monkey Island.
I saw that. We'll see.
You thought it was a remake because you were in such disbelief that they would make another one.
Yeah.
This late on into the series, but
I was do people really know what Monkey Island is?
But it was OG devs. That was Passion Project, I think.
It's how many people actually know what Monkey Island is? Okay, they're bringing a new one. Sweet. Carmageddon 2 was fun.
Imagine it had ray tracing.
Carmageddon 2, someone said in chat, Carmageddon 2 is just all about how many pedestrians can you kill. I'm not even kidding. And you get real creative with the
on Voodoo, Team 3D effects.
Yeah,
I
if
miss
you
my
if you were
booty
to like, there's certain ways you could run over a pedestrian or send him through the air or cut him in half, and you get points for that.
Okay.
Kind of like LA traffic.
I was like, yeah. Oh, wait, what?
What?
I could have gotten points.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you have been playing the game.
I know, right?
Let's see. Matt says, for all three of you, what's the stupidest mistake each of you have made in building a system? Can be either hardware or software related. I've told mine before.
I shaved the whole row of like SMDs and stuff off of a motherboard trying to get off the stupid AMD clip retention system on the heatsink with a
We
knife.
just talked about that the other day.
a few videos ago, yeah.
Yeah. Because it was the stupid screwdriver clip retention thing. And
Yeah, and I had lost my flathead bit for my screwdriver.
Nice.
So I used like a kitchen knife, like a butter knife or something. And then since it doesn't really lock into the thingy, yeah, I totally slipped and just went because I was also like, I think 13 or yeah, maybe 13. So like, when you're a little kid, you're putting way enough, like a lot of force on it because, it takes a lot of force. But as an adult, it's easier.
How old are you?
I don't know.
That's a great
34.
question.
You're 34?
Yeah, I had to think about it for a sec.
Okay. So I think the same year you did that is when I did my stupid thing.
There was something in the air that year, I guess, with computers.
What was yours, Nick?
Forgetting to plug in the water pump on my first DIY build.
That wasn't that long ago.
I know. And
Wait,
I brought it to you. I brought it to you and was like,
Yes.
hey, my water pump's not working. You just went through the wires.
You said you
To be
didn't.
fair, Jay did that the other day.
Shut up.
He
No, but,
literally
like,
did the same thing.
Don't tell them. They won't believe me no more.
The lights and the fans, everything was working. Like, why can't my pump spin up?
Actually, no. You told me something was wrong with the computer and it kept locking up. And what I discovered when I turned on the computer here, you brought it in. You turned on the computer here, and it would start freezing up. I'm like, I don't hear the fluid going. And then I'm the one that opened the back panel, and then there was your cable just flopping there unplugged.
I was like, oh.
But the funny part is you told me about all the time you spent troubleshooting it. But you never opened the back panel.
How long have you been working for this company? For
This was like last year.
oh my god, Nick!
What? This is why he doesn't have me build computers, dude.
This was like last year. We even did a video about it, I think.
If Nick actually spearheaded that potato PC build, that thing would have caught fire for sure instantly.
It was before you upgraded the sim rig, because that was when it was still my internal before I jumped over to Ryzen.
Okay, but it's been since the pandemic. It was since the pandemic when that.
So within the last 2
Basically.
years.
Yeah, because one of the things we did with that build was I remember we got you out of that Switch at 810. And that's why we had that video of me walking to the trash can and just like chucking it in.
Oh
there.
yeah.
Okay, so mine, like I'm pretty sure it's around the same time you shaved the hair off of your motherboard.
Yeah, I remember I had an Athlon XP 1800. Plus.
Okay, I had a Pentium D.
Okay, yeah,
So-
I think it was roughly around the same time. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe a couple of years apart, but still.
I had gotten a credit card. Okay, that was mistake number one. Wanting tech and getting approved for a credit card when you're 19 years old. Okay,
Bruh.
went to PC Club. So who remembers PC Club?
Yeah.
Everyone in
Funny 'cause
chat.
It's the exact same
Yep.
store I used to.
Everyone
go to,
in chat, hit 1 if you remember PC Club. Went to PC Club. Got my very first against the advice of a good friend of mine, Brian, that I should wait for Intel Core 2 Duo. I was like, no, I'm getting Pentium D.
You had to get the D.
So I go to PC Club. I get my motherboard. I get my CPU. I max out the credit card the day I got it in the mail. I get home and then proceed to plug the the graphics card power into the CPU power plug.
Oh,
Because back then there were 4-pin on both.
FYI, yeah, and the keying was the same, right?
It wasn't the same, but the problem was the way the keying was the arched key would still fit in a square key.
Oh,
So
yeah, okay,
it just it just perfectly would allow it. And then I plugged it all in, turned on the power supply, hit the power button, and then immediately heard there's a low high pitch like a crack sound. And I looked and I saw one of the like the chips on the motherboard.
Oh, like an IC or something.
So it wasn't it was an Asus board. I remember it was like yellow.
I have VRM, which would make sense.
Yeah, I remember exactly which motherboard it was, but I remember it was an ugly like beige and yellow, gross. The socket itself was like beige.
Probably Asus. I think I remember Asus using those ugly.
Oh, it was for sure an Asus. I just don't remember which one. But then I was looking and I was like, I could smell the magic smoke.
Oh no!
I was like, oh no. I remember I just had the whole like, fuck, reaction. And I'm sitting there and I'm all upset. My wife is like, what happened? And I'm like, I think I just broke my new computer. And I'm all mad. And then I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, maybe like I thought maybe there'd be like a surface level like breaker or fuse or something I could replace. And then looking around, I found that one of the black square chips had a big ass bubble in the middle of it. And I was like, dang it. And I went, oh, what if, and I don't recommend doing this. What if I just take it back and say it won't boot? So I take it back to PC Club. Remember, they would test your stuff right there in store, like right there in front of you. I take it back to PC Club. I tell them, and they remembered me. I was just there hours ago.
Yeah, literally.
I come back. I'm like,
which actually kind of helps sell your story, honestly.
Yeah. So I go back. It's later that evening. It's a little before closing. I go, I got home, built it, power button, nothing. Nothing's happening. And they're like, huh? And he takes it out of the package, and he's doing this. He's taking it out of the package. He's like, I think he's looking at the pins.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm like, oh crap. Because the thing is like not that far away from the CPU where it popped.
But if you're not looking for it, you're not gonna know to look for a tiny little IC that has a hole in it.
So he's looking around. It wasn't a hole, it was a blister, like a bubble.
Oh yeah, like the little
Yeah. So he's looking at it and I'm like, oh shit. He was like, he takes the CPU out, he sockets it, but he snaps like a Zalman cooler or whatever on it, plugs it in, and power button, nothing. He goes, huh. He goes to the register, he like pulls up the receipt thing or whatever, and he grabs another board, brings it to me, hands me the board, and he tests the CPU on that board, and then he just already made my motherboard on the spot right there. And I'm on my way home, and I'm like, I feel dirty, but I have a working PC and a maxed out credit card. So,
jeez,
that was my first multi-core CPU.
Hey, it's fine. At least like it wasn't like the modern Asus boards where they did the popping for you.
True.
Like
that is probably the biggest difference from like 2004 till now, or 3 or whatever year that was, is the fact that brands like Nvidia and Asus, they just pre-pop them for you.
Nowadays,
They take all the guesswork out of creating heat. They just do it for you.
4090 power adapter pre-popped.
I didn't even
Only
bother.
popped once.
Well, I haven't maxed out my credit card yet, but
don't say yet. Never max it.
I know. Well, I
Double on your shoulder.
I specifically asked for low limit anyways.
But the thing is, if you use the credit card at all and pay it in just regular usage, it's going to go up no matter what.
Oh well, they haven't upped it for like 3 years. So.
Okay, well, good then. Keep it that way.
But I spent. It was like the oil cooler, an $800 oil cooler for the Z. That's what I first bought. And I just paid it off.
Well, good.
Yeah, I mean that's what I have to do in my credit card.
Did it keep your oil cool?
It did. It still does. But I didn't max it out, so.
What was it, a $900 limit?
No, 2,500.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I was gonna say because my whole mentality regarding credit cards is completely different than 20 years ago. Okay, so we've talked about this a million times. I'm the kind of guy that was like the very first thing I ever bought on credit, probably followed me until I got out of debt back in 2015. Was a PlayStation controller, a clear blue one from Circuit City.
One or two.
And I worked there.
Mine was a
PlayStation 1.
Oh, okay.
Mine was a
PlayStation 1.
pre-owned Xbox 360 for GTA 5 and the TV.
No, I bought it
like a Black Friday special at Walmart.
I bought it from Circuit City when I worked at Circuit City. So let's just I had to wear the maroon long sleeve shirt, the khaki pants, and all that. But I didn't even work in the PC department. I worked in the peripherals. But the PC department back then was
peripherals.
No, I was hired as a seasonal employee, and all the PC salesmen were commission. So I was hired as an hourly seasonal employee from like October through Christmas and New Year's, and then they kept me on board like in that department like full time after that. But I remember I was 18 years old. I got my first credit card. It had a $200 limit, and I bought $100 and something PlayStation 1 controller, and then the PlayStation 2 came out.
Bro,
You could have split that payment and then got into PlayStation 2 for only like $200 more.
The irony is, I ended up setting one PlayStation 2 aside for my brother-in-law at the time. That way, that he could come in and get it because we, like anyone else,
so we had even more torturing yourself with the FOMO.
We had the line going down. No, I wasn't much of a console player though.
Oh, okay.
I only played PlayStation 1 because I played Battle Arena Toshinden a lot. And,
okay, yeah.
So I Resident Evil.
Oh,
I played on PlayStation 1. All that sort of stuff.
Tekken.
No, I never really played Tekken.
Oh.
But you play one fighting game, you played them all. That's my mentality.
Remember, I mean, Jay's Gen X, dude, like his fighting game was Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2.
But that's like
in an
Mortal
arcade.
Kombat.
Yeah, that's
Mortal
2D
Kombat.
fighters though. Tekken was what, 3D?
Yeah, well, Battle Arena Toshinden was the first fighter that I can remember that actually had a 3D arena where you could double press up or back and change the perspective you are with the other player.
Yeah.
Oh my god, another dimension.
But Battle Arena Toshinden was fun because you could literally knock players off the fighting platform. Yeah.
Good times.
All right, moving on here. Oh wait, what was your biggest mistake? Did you say?
Yeah,
That was
forgetting the pump.
That's right, the pump. That's your biggest? You're doing all right then.
Yeah, actually.
Well, have you seen how slow it takes me to build things?
Yeah, but you haven't broken a computer.
Yeah, you didn't break anything technically.
Because I take my time.
No, you should break one.
But you take as long as I do, which means things are obsolete by the time you're done.
Well, like my phone.
Well, I know people keep going like, where's the
Tony
Tony Hawk build? Where's the Tony Hawk build? I made the executive decision that I was waiting for all this shit to launch because I'm so sick of building a celebrity a PC that goes out of date because it's like right around the time new stuff launches. Yeah. So all we need to do is make it through next week. And then I can build that system because of the fact that literally it won't be obsolete for several years. And anything previous gen is not obsolete. But what I mean is like, it just sucks to be like, here's your 2020 Ultima in 21.
Yeah.
you know,
your free one, yeah.
But yeah, so I decided I'm gonna make sure that I can make a platform decision based off everything that's out. Because if I build a system now that has like a 3090 Ti in it and a say 5800 X3D or something like that, complete badass of a rig. But the problem is the audience would give me the same flack if I used a 4090 as if I didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck in the middle right now.
And you might as well just give them the newest stuff if you're going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'll probably, depending on what AMD launches, I might still end up doing a 4090 in that build, but it's obviously going to be with proper cableage, you know. Yeah. But it's also nice to have things sort of ironing themselves out literally so that we can make sure I'm not handing someone a PC that's going to be a liability in the future. All right, Spencer says, how often does Nick and Phil upgrade their personal PCs? Here we go.
As much as I upgrade my phone.
How often is a normal update cycle with PC hardware upgrading so fast?
Yeah, I'm still on my 9900K S, I think, and 3080 FE.
I'm still on 10900K at home and a 3090.
Yeah, and it's like
the 3090 is probably the nicest part of my system because it's just a gaming rig, but
yeah, it's been when did you originally build? Oh, I got the 3080 in what, 2020?
The 10900K build happened when the 10900K was brand new.
Yeah.
And I didn't switch to 11th gen because of the fact that it was 2 cores less, four less threads.
I'm trying to think of how long I've had my 3080. I think it has been 2 years, and like I'm just
because I gave it to you Christmas 2020.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm like just now barely starting to feel like, oh, I wish I had a little bit more VRAM. And like only in like a few games, like stupid, like Star Citizen or something like that.
The only thing that holds you back is that you like SFF, and so that limits a lot of your choices.
and also VR. I'm finding is surprisingly harder to run now with the games looking better in pancake mode.
Well, the resolution went up in headsets too,
and you got to render to eye views, so that sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah. Like I tried Flight Sim and it was like a vomit fest.
What was your answer? How often? What'd you say?
Last upgrade was for Cyberpunk and Hitman 2.
What would you change?
Well, I bought a GPU and a CPU from you.
I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't remember like
your
systems.
Like what generations did you go from? Because the guy's asking like,
I jumped from Intel to like Ryzen.
That's not a generation, that's a company.
Hold on. I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to pull
it was the i5.
Wait. No. Hold up.
You know those PC ads that are like,
Ryzen.
oh, it has an
You
Intel
were running
i7?
an X299 because I built you that rig.
Yes.
It was the X299 system. I think it was like a 56 50 or whatever it was. I can't remember the numbers back then, but
and then you jumped to Ryzen 3000, right? 3000 or 5000?
5000.
You jumped from Intel 5000 to Ryzen 5000. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big jump.
Well, you kind of had to break free of the going like, but this CPU says extreme and has all these cores and you know, because you felt like I know
what, like 7-8 years? No, less than that, 5.
What when the
his upgrade
X299
from X299 till Ryzen
16, 17, yeah,
5 years.
years?
No, that was the year.
I was like, what?
15, 16 was that era.
Okay, so about 5 years.
Yeah.
That seems about right for a high-end computer upgrade cycle if you actually use it until it's like...
Well, it depends. Like when you're talking about upgrade cycles, CPU is a lot less important to upgrade quicker than GPU because it depends on the titles that you play.
Yeah.
Like the second half of this question here says, how often is a normal update cycle with PC hardware upgrading so fast?
When you start noticing struggles.
Well, yes, that's when. But I want to comment here on him saying when hardware is upgrading so fast. It's not upgrading any faster than it ever did. We're still looking at 2-year cycles on graphics cards. It just feels fast because AMD now is a graphics card worth talking about for the last several gens, and they're staggered.
And then Intel's playing now, so
yeah. Well, Intel
it just feels like there's a lot going on right now, but it's just because we have a new player in town.
18 months or so. You think things upgrade fast now? Try being a computer enthusiast in the 90s. It was like every 3 months.
Yeah, wasn't it like a year between GeForce 2 and then 3?
I don't even think it was that long.
Yeah, it was like 10 months or something like that.
But the thing was like...
It was insane.
yeah, in the 90s, when you talked about moving through Pentium, it was fast.
Yeah.
And then when Core 2 Duo came out, it was a lot of Core 2 Duo SKUs over a short period of time.
Even if, because even if they couldn't do like a new architecture, they would just give you speed bumps. So you'd go buy your Pentium 3 800, like, ooh, super fast. And then like the 900 and 933 would come out like a month later.
Yeah.
And then like a 1 gigahertz would come out maybe later that year, you know? Like it was a weird cycle back then because they were just, as soon as they had something new, they would launch it. But now they kind of wait.
Yeah, they hold back.
Yeah, they play the game of like, well, let's see what they do first, and then see how.
No, you launch your stuff. Go ahead. We'll wait.
Yeah, that's what AMD did this season for sure. They're like, hey, yo, watch it, and using the connector.
Speaking of waiting, it's time for you guys to wait till next week if you want more RTFM. The half-ass show with a bunch of amateurs just talking to a bunch of people online about random stuff nobody actually cares about.
If all 3 of us are half-ass, that makes 1.5 asses.
Have you seen the size of my ass?
Okay, 3.5.
Dang, you're being generous.
All right, guys. If you want to reach out to us and maybe get your question featured in our whatever from the freaking audience part of our show, write us at rtfm@JayzTwoCents.com and make sure it's short and concise and adds to the subject matter. Something fun, not like a book of what should I buy for a new computer? Because, obviously we're not going to answer that.
What was your most painful childhood memory?
Being born.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next one.